Okay, here we go. Quiet, please. Okay, so systems of inequalities. Okay, systems of inequalities means more than one inequality, more than one variable. Okay, Katie, that's enough. So before you can do a system, you got to be able to graph one. And the only way to really express the answer to it is the graph. Right? There's no other way to say what it is other than just to graph it and show where the lines are and where the shadings are. So here's an example. In both of these here, they are solved for y. So we don't, at least we don't have to take that step. Sometimes we do. Right? So how do I graph the first one? Start at -2 on the y-axis, right? The slope is -1, right? So how should I find the next point on the line? Down 1, right 1, okay? Should I use a solid or a dashed line? I should use a dashed line because it's not or equal to, so that is going to look something like that. Should I shade above or below? It says greater than, so I should shade above. Okay, next line. I'm going to change colors for this one. Okay, which is the first point to graph? The 4, right? Up 4. What is the slope? So 3 over 1. Up 3, right 1. Okay, solid or dashed? Right? Solid red. Okay. And shade above or below? It says less than, so it's below. So I'm going to draw my red lines this way. Okay, so the solution to that system is where does the shading overlap? Okay. So how about I'll do this? I'll go in purple, and I'll make it really fat. So that's the solution. It's where the shading overlaps. And that's all you can really say about it. I mean, there's no other way to express it other than show it on a graph. Now, the hardest kind of problems like this, on the SOL, at least one of the release tests that we've had a couple of years ago, the number one missed question on the test was something like this. What they did is they gave you the system, and then they gave you 4 points. They said, which of these points is in the solution? So essentially just asking which is in the shaded area. Now, you could do that by looking at a graph, or what else could you do? You plug them in and just see if, the points that are in the shaded area have to solve both of them. So you do it, but that is like the number one missed questions, and actually it's one that they consider to be a hard question. Yeah, but there's only one out of 50. There's one like that. 50 questions on the test. All right, so try to do that one there. Try to graph those on the same background, get the shading where it goes. Okay. So the first line, y-intercept, -4. Slope is 1, right? Solid or dash? Right? That was a dashed. Okay? Above or below? Right? It's less than, so below. Okay, second line. Y-intercept is 3. Okay, the slope is -1. Down 1, right 1, solid or dashed? It is solid. And something like that. Okay, shading, above or below? Above. Okay. Okay, where do they overlap? right? They overlap right there. So somewhere you got to just make it obvious, like where's the shading overlap. Sometimes if you make your shading on each one so dark, it's hard to see where they both overlap. Okay, solve by graphing. Okay, what kind of lines are going to be this one and this one? Katie, Hunter, stop. Okay, Katie, have a seat in the back over here, okay? You have a new seat. Yeah, those are the horizontal and vertical, right? So which one is this? The y greater than or equal to -1. That's the horizontal, right? So first I got to draw the line, right? First I draw the line, make it blue. Is it solid or dashed? Right, so should I shade above or below? So it's a greater than, so I shade above. Okay, x greater than -2, what kind of a line? It's vertical and it's solid or dashed? Dash. Oh, I got the wrong color, but that's okay. Okay, right or left? It's greater than, if x is greater than -2, to the right. Okay, now we got one more line. Let's do it in purple. Okay, so do we need to solve this for y first? I mean, we can. Remember, we don't have to, but we can. 2y is less than or equal to -x plus 4. Y is less than or equal to -1/2 x plus 2. So that's the y-intercept is 2. The slope is -1/2. So how do I find the next point? Down 1, right 2. Okay, solid or dashed? Right, it should be solid. Purple. Okay. It gets very complicated. Okay, above or below? It's a less than. It's a less than, so that means below. So where is it that all three of those overlap? Yeah, right in the middle. Looks like in this piece right here. So that's the solution to the system. Well, it definitely can be messy, but that's life. So see if you can graph those three on the same background. Okay, let's do it. Many got it already, but how do I do the first line? Greater than or equal to -x plus 2. Start at 2 on the y-axis. Okay, solid or dashed? Solid or dashed? It's greater than or equal to, so it's solid. Okay, above or below? It's greater than, so it's above. Okay, next, y is less than 4. What kind of a line is y less than 4 going to be? Okay, quiet. Okay, y less than 4 means horizontal line, right? Has a y-intercept of 4. Let me do this one. Is it solid or dashed? Solid or dashed? Okay, so if y is 4, above or below? If y is less than 4, then it is below. Okay, next. X less than 3. What kind of line is that? All right, that's the vertical line. Let's do that one in red. And is it solid or dashed? It's because it's not or equal to, it's dashed. Okay, left or right? Shade to the left or to the right? If it's less, if X is less, right, on the X-axis, less is to the left. So we shade this way. So where do all of those overlap? In this little triangle right here. Okay, next. Okay, let's write a system. Let's write a system then for this system of inequalities. Right? How many lines are involved here? Looks like there's two. Okay, well, what's this line right here? Okay. Okay, the line is y equals 3. What's the inequality? Okay, because it's solid, it's or equal to. Because it's above, it's greater. So that the shading that goes with that there is y greater than or equal to 3. Okay, how about this dashed line?
I don't know.
What's the y-intercept? Is positive 1. What is the slope?
Positive 1. 2 and 1.
Up, 2, right, 1. So what is that? What is that line?
2. Or wait, 2. Yeah.
2. What's the equation then?
2. Oh, 2x.
2x plus 1. Okay, let's go. It's going to be 2x plus 1. Is it solid or dashed? It's dashed, so that means it's not or equal to. Is it above or below?
Above.
It's above that line. So what's the inequality? Not x. Y is greater than 2x plus 1. Does that look right? Okay.
And then we need one more line.
Well, no, that's all it is on that one. So try to do that one. Try to come up with a system that would have that graph. Okay, what's the inequality symbol that goes here? I mean, if the shading is above and the line is dashed, what's the symbol? Greater than. Okay, how about the next one? What about that? What about this line right here? Okay, X, there's an X and a 3 in there. Right? When you don't have a Y involved, it's either left or right. Less than is left, greater than is right. Just like these numbers get bigger to the right. So is it less than or equal to? Done. That's the system. Okay, try to do that one. It's the last slide. Yeah. Monday. No, because we end up delaying. Delay. Yep. This is the last stuff that's on it. You know, on the test, I mean, I'm not likely to ask you to graph the system because then the graph gets so messy, but I might ask you to do this kind of thing. Like, here's the graph of it, back out the system. Kind of gets at the same point. Or here's the equations, inequalities. Is this point a solution? Something like that. Can we do it? Only 2 lines? And they're pretty unique lines, right? Or special. Neither one of them is tilted. Let's see. Greater than or equal to. You said y is greater than? That would mean shading is above. Is the shading above or below that?
It's below, right? Okay, never mind.
Is that a -4?
Yeah, it's in -4.
No,
It's
here,
positive.
yeah. Here's the x and the y axis. Okay, quiet please. What are the symbols that go here? I mean, clearly there's something about y and 4 here. Right, it's below because so it's less than. It's solid so it's or equal to. What about the x and the 2? It's to the left so it's less than. It's dashed so it's not or equal to. So that's the whole thing. So less than or equal to, less than. That's it. That's homework.